and welcome to 72 Dragons Health. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Abhishek Dey. Welcome to this interview, Abhishek Dey. Having you with us today is an honor and a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's a privilege to be here on your program.
Abhishek Dey is a research scholar in cell biology at the Indian Institute of Technology, IIT Delhi. Emerging from a humble background, he comes from a family with a history of service in the Indian military. Growing up, due to his father's job in the military requiring frequent transfers, he has had the opportunity to live in different parts of India, gaining extensive knowledge of the country's varied terrains. Abhishek completed his undergraduate studies in microbiology at the University of Calcutta. He also earned a master's in applied microbiology at Banaras Hindu University. Currently, he is immersed in his doctoral research in cell biology at IIT Delhi. Abhishek has also made notable appearances news channels such as BBC and radio podcast, where he has expressed his advocacy for the LGBTQIA+ community. His academic journey and public engagement underscores his commitment to both scientific inquiry and social activism. He is the co-founder of the Action for Wellbeing organization, which focuses on raising awareness about gender diversity, LGBTQIA+ rights, mental health, and legal protections for sexual minorities in India among teachers, students, and corporate professionals. My name is Dr. Pietro Aparicio from 72 Dragons Health. Thank you for joining us and for sharing your experiences with us today. Without any further ado, let's begin. Abhishek, as an LGBTQIA+ activist, what motivated you to become one? And if you don't mind, please share your journey to becoming a voice in the LGBTQIA+ community.
So the story is a little personal because while I was growing up, I identify myself as a gay man, but when I was young, I had no representation, a proper representation neither in Bollywood, which is the Hindi film world, or nor in any academic area. So because of which it was very difficult for me to comprehend my own sexuality. And while I was growing up, for people belonging to the LGBTQIA community, you come out in phases. In one phase, you come out with very close friends, then some other people, then again some other people. Back then in 2020, I was not open about my sexual orientation to my colleagues in the laboratory where I work. But my partner and I went to some movie theater to watch a movie based on LGBTQIA theme, and we were attacked because of our sexuality. So at that particular day, we wanted to do something for the community. So we thought, like, we both are now privileged. By privileged I mean we both are speaking this language English. Like, people who speak this particular language are privileged in India, to be honest enough. And we are financially independent as well because we are earning our own money. So if we do not raise a voice for our own rights, who else will? So we thought of registering our NGO, and post which we go to different schools and colleges, knowing that how especially boys who have a feminine gait are being bullied in the schools, and schools authority do not do much. And also we have seen that there are many teachers who have been very instrumental in promoting this bullying culture against queer people because of their lack of understanding or ignorance. So we go to different schools and we educate the educators about gender diversity.
Well, thank you for sharing. That's quite a journey. Now, how do you view the distinctive cultural and societal factors in India impacting the LGBTQIA+ movement? And what obstacles does this pose in contrast to other parts of the world?
If I really have to talk about other parts of the world, I have no knowledge because I've never been outside India. But then I have traveled in a lot of India, like from north to the south, and I've met many people from the LGBTQI community belonging to different economic backgrounds as well as different caste, creeds, and religion. Uh, there is a religious significance of certain cultural and ethnical trans groups in India, like the Hijra community, Kothi community, the Jogappa community, or the Ravani in the south, which is like you'll find such communities only in India, Pakistan, and parts of Bangladesh and Nepal. You'll not see this in the Western world. And also, there are many religious stories which, uh, tells people to protect the rights of trans people. So trans people might have a better hand in getting their rights, but when it comes to two men engaging in sexual activities or two women engaging in sexual activities with consent in private, that is something against the moral structure of any religious group, or um, even the people who come from a very cultural family. So it is very difficult, uh, India being so diverse in nature. And but we are having laws. We have the Transgender Protection Act.
Thank you for sharing the unique challenges that the LGBTQIA plus community is having in India. Now, you are the co-founder of Wellbeing Organization. How does the Action for Wellbeing organization aim to educate on gender diversity and LGBTQIA plus issues? Can you elaborate on the specific measures taken to combat biases and foster inclusivity within educational and corporate environments?
Okay, so in India, to be a teacher in any governmental institution as a school teacher, you need to crack one entrance, which is the CTET. For that, you need to do B.Ed education, which is a 2-year course. And there's a subject called pedagogy. In pedagogy, teachers are taught how to take up the children or how to nurture the students, but there is no mention of students belonging to the LGBTQIA community. And whenever they hear the word gays or lesbian, what comes into their mind is two people engaging in sexual activities. So that is quite offensive to them, and this is the reason why they do not want to look into it. So what we do is we go to schools and we have designed this curriculum in two parts. The first part here, we actually try to end all the inherent biases that they have because of whatever Bollywood movies that they have seen, which have represented the LGBTQIA community people in a derogatory way. So we first, simplify the meaning of the terminology LGBTQIA, and we talk about the different cultural and ethnic groups, and about our history, mythology, history, like for example, how the eunuchs were given, um, administrative positions in the Mughal era, and how after the British came to India after the 1857, the Criminal Tribes Act was passed, post which all the Hijra people or the transgender people, they were criminalized overnight. So all these examples we talk about, post which we actually show them some audio visuals of people belonging to the LGBTQI community and what hardships that they had to face when they were young at schools. And after which we have designed a comprehensive manual by which how can teachers uh, teach about different sexualities in an age appropriate manner, by extrapolating certain chapters that they have been teaching. This is the first method. The second is, we share a list of movies which can be shown to the students, which are based on LGBTQIA theme, and there can be discussion, review writing, and also projects about history. And also, we also have a list of books, that we advise the uh, school authority to buy for the library, so that the students can have access to these. At the same time, we also talk about the POXO Act in India, which is the Protection of Child Against Sexual Offences. So, what are the rules? Because my partner who comes from a law background. So, this is how we've been trying to bring change. Although this step is a very small step, but yet we're doing it.
Great, that's amazing how your organization is focusing on teachers and other professionals. Now, are you ready for a rapid fire exploration? So we're gonna dive into a quick succession of some interesting questions for you. Make it rapid and full of fire. Now, if you could have a superpower related to LGBTQI plus advocacy, what would it be and how would you use it?
It'll be like the healing power if I ever have, because there are many people from the LGBTQI community who have had a very horrid childhood, and sometimes the trauma remains even through a lifetime. So if somehow that can be excised off from their life, so I would go for healing powers if I ever get that.
Healing. That's wonderful. What's the most creative way you have seen someone come out?
Actually, I haven't heard many coming out stories. Uh, Especially, all the people in 90s, they have this reference is of one particular show called the Satyamev Jayate. There's an episode on people of queer community. I think majority of the people who come out to their parents will be showing that particular episode to their parents and come out. Although in my case it was completely different, but then this is in general for the 90s kid. But the Gen Z people, I have no idea because I've not asked or I haven't heard many.
Right. It could be different for different generations and in countries. If you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
That is to accept your own self, because there has been a lot of fight within my own self to accept my own sexual identity. And at that point of time, we did not have any representation also, so it was very difficult. And uh, it was not the era of the internet. Now the Gen Zs have access to social media platforms, the internet, the literature that they're reading, and they're more confident because the rules are also safeguarding us. At least on paper it is doing it.
Now, what is your dream LGBTQIA plus celebrity collaboration or project?
Celebrity collaboration, like more and more movies or maybe series where there's proper representation of the people from the community from different backgrounds, say for instance from different caste.
What is the most unexpected reaction you have received when coming out to someone?
They have not believed it. They could not believe it. So that was funny, because being gay does not mean you have got different appendages coming out from different parts of your body. You're just the same human being. It is just you have love for the other person, because homosexual relationships are not sexual relationships. These are very organic, like that of a heterosexual relationship.
Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you for sharing. Now, Abhishek, what guidance do you have for those who wish to engage more actively in LGBTQIA plus activism, but may feel hesitant or uncertain about taking the first steps?
First of all, one has to be financially independent. As long as you're dependent on your parents for the money or for your career, you won't be able to come out, or you won't be able to take steps for yourself and the people in your vicinity. First, you need to earn your own money, be financially stable, and then come out. Keeping in mind that when you come out, or when you talk about your own rights, you are in a safe space, and there's no danger of you being physically harmed, because at times people from the queer community are physically and sexually abused.
Now, Abhishek, thank you. It's been an absolute delight getting to know you, your vibrant perspective, your passion, and insight into the LGBTQI plus community. So we appreciate your leadership and dedication to positively impacting the life of numerous individuals within the LGBTQI plus community. Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure was all mine. Thank you.